We are live now. Good afternoon, visionary parents. Yes, today we are talking about moving your family yours to peace. Last week was all about us sitting down and asking ourselves the question: is your home chaotic? We talked about what it means for a home to be chaotic, and I remember saying that always about the shouting, the fighting. That is all we think. Oh, it makes a home a chaotic. No, that is not always about it. When your children have to walk on eggshells around you, when you have to constantly ignore your children, like when you're, it is all part of the chaos. And I told you that what chaos produces in parenting is something we do not like at all. It is why every parent must be intentional. You must first of all sit down and ask yourself. I shared a reflection template last week for you to be able to sit down and ask action. And today we are talking about moving your home from chaos to peace. Told this every single day. And one of the things I always say that we are constantly sowing seeds in the hearts of our children. We are constantly planting. If you are raising your children in a chaotic home, just have it at the back of your mind that what it to produce is something that you may like, something that you may not bargain for. So today, what you want to do is to grab your water, grab your pen, and of course, grab your notebook or your paper, because we are moving from chaos to peace. Today, we are going to be looking at some of the things we'll do to restore peace in our homes. And remember, this is brought to you by the Visionary Parents Academy. The parents come and they get empowered with skills, with tools, with confidence to raise the children they have. It is a very vibrant academy where we do a lot of things. And next month, we are having our Reparenting Yourself challenge. The entire month we are dedicating it to reparenting ourselves. Next month, the entire month from 1st to 30th, we are reparenting ourselves. We are learning how to drop on all unhealthy thoughts, patterns, programming that we have had over the years that are sabotaging us, that we are also passing to our children without being even aware of it, because we are always passing things to our children. People just don't wake up and become who they are. Something is responsible for what is happening around them, how they show up, the choices they make, and all of that. And many times we parents, we are the ones passing it to them, we are the ones teaching them without realizing it. So next month in the Visionary Parents Academy, we are going to be reparenting ourselves. We want to come out whole, we want to come out bold, confident, we want to come out healed, so that we can raise children who will stand out, who will be seen, who will be heard. On Saturday, actually, I went to fill my cylinder, my gas. I ran out to quickly go and fill my gas. I got there, and the lady that usually fills my gas for me was, and I asked them what happened. They said, oh, her brother passed. What happened? They said there was a fight somewhere and his brother was stabbed. A young man. His kids are still very little. I doubt if he's up to 40. He just passed. Someone took his life. And I asked them, where was the person? They said the person has run away. I said, oh, it's expected. That person did never plan that one day he'll be a fugitive. He never planned that one day he'll be running away from his own place. But it has happened. Do we think that people just wake up and become who they are? People don't wake up and become who they are. The environment, our parenting choices, they shape them. They plant seeds. You know, one thing I always say, unfortunately, the seeds that have been planted, we don't see them immediately. And very many times, we are not even able to trace the adult behavior to childhood's seeds that actually and produce those particular fruits. We are not able. So people still live in denial. The child will become who the child will be. The devil comes to steal and steal and to destroy. You can do all you can. I was reading a post one time on Facebook where a parent was talking about how a woman was talking about how her niece, the mom of the niece, has done everything within her power, and the niece still went outside, was still misbehaving, and eventually the niece got pregnant. And along the line, she said something. She said, children will always turn out to be who they want to be. Children will do whatever they like. Just do your best and pray to God. They will still do whatever they like. Along the line, she also said something. She shot herself. Really, she said, and this is a single mother. The father has left her since. The father in the picture, and she didn't consider that loneliness in the girl, that emptiness that girl may have gone through. She didn't consider that before she said, oh, the mother did everything. The truth of the matter is we are constantly building our children. We are constantly nurturing in them how they will show up tomorrow. And if you are raising your children in a chaotic environment, in a chaotic home, I tell you something, your best intentions will not even be able to hold them back. Your best intentions will not be able to stop them from sabotaging themselves. I just talked about the story of the boy who killed another person. He didn't plan to do that. I'm sure his family never woke up when they never planned that. And I was told that the family house was set ablaze. I said, if it is in those days, police will be arresting the family members, asking them to produce the boy, even though he may not know where the boy is, even though they may not know where the boy is. But that was the standard practice. I don't know if that's the standard practice now. The family never woke up one day and said, oh, we are going to face this at this time of our lives. That nobody prays for that. But the truth of the matter is we are constantly children. So if you are raising your children in a chaotic home, bear it in mind that the results you will get, you may not like it. Now, there's something that works very many times, because when the environment is right, when the factors are right, that the person that actually killed that boy, he may never had been provoked as much as he was provoked. He may never have been in that situation that warrants him doing that. He may actually never. Now, for very many people, they get away with certain things, not because they don't have the tendencies, because the environment, live in the grace of God, and the environment may never comfort to bring out that monster in them. So because of that, they will think, oh, my parents did this, I got away with it. For example, people who run businesses, who have never been in government offices, they sit back in their shops and they say, oh, politicians are thieves, politicians are this, they are X, they are Y, they are Z. Give them the opportunity. It is because they have never held public offices before. They have never been tempted. Now, put them in those same situations. You will realize that the same cloth, the same people cut from the same fabric. What am I trying to say? Sometimes we get away with a lot of things because we just have the grace of God working for us. We are not in an environment that stretches us. But if your children may not be lucky not to be in that environment that will bring out that thing in them, the environment your children will be tomorrow. You don't know the temptations they will face. So at the end of the day, what do you want to do? You want to not stretch. No matter the environment that faces them tomorrow, they will not have monster in them to bring out. If you are raising your children in chaotic homes, bear it in mind that you are raising monsters. And if the environment wakes up tomorrow to demand that thing from them, they already have it and they are going to bring it out. Then you wake up and you say, where did I go wrong? The devil came to steal and to destroy. So let's go. Last week we talked about raising children. I asked a simple question. Is your home chaotic? That was last week. And today we are talking about moving from chaos to peace and order. If you missed last week's class, please go and watch it. You want to know the things you do in your... Sometimes you think, oh, there are no big deals. One of the things, the Visionary Parents Academy, we have short classes in the mornings, and then every day, we meet every single day, hold ourselves accountable, we talk so far, we learn and unlearn. One of the things I said is that many times we think, oh, change is in the big deal. Not raising children is in the big deal. It's one big thing we do. And I said, no, it is not in one big thing we do. It is the small things we do every day that end up compounding. Small things we do every day that end up compounding. They end up being the big things. It is not one thing. Now, it is this mindset of one thing that parents sit back, they are relaxed, and at the end of the day, they demand certain expectations from their children. Expectations that they did not empower them to meet. Expectations they did not give them the environment to meet. They demand it from the children. Again, it is not in one thing. It is in the small things we do every day, or small things we do not do, that actually helps us shape the children we are raising. Remember, this is brought to you by the Visionary Parents Academy, an academy where parents get empowered to raise the children they have confidence. And guess what? Next month we have a master class of reparenting ourselves. So what you want to do is to ask, you can join us. I tell you, very many of the things we do are driven by how we were nurtured, what was programmed in us. I was sharing yesterday that a lot of us, we have been religiously programmed, culturally programmed, a lot of programming, and we show up based on those programming. One of the things we want to do next, tell ourselves the truth. We were not told differently, we were not raised. So what you want to do is to quickly join us for next, because it is going to be transformational. You are going to miss a lot if you do not join. So let's talk about moving from chaos to peace in your home. Moving from your home, from chaos to peace. From all those noise, from all those heaviness, from your children literally walking on eggshells, moving from them to peace. One of the things you want to do as a parent, if your home has been chaotic, if you realize that you are always yelling, your children are always bickering, you always have one complaint or the other, you are not easily accessible by your children, you just ignore them, or your children are constantly not meeting expectations, everything in your home is not going as you want it, and your kids are up to pretend, one of the first things you want to do is to call all of them to sit down. You want to sit them down, you want to talk to them. I'm always yelling at you, I'm always nagging, I do not like it, it is exhausting me, it is tiring, I want to do better, I want to parent intentionally, and I know that you don't like it, you don't like me nagging, me yelling. Do you like that? Children are going to tell you no, they don't like it. So what do you like me to start doing? You're going to have these conversations with your children. These are what I'd like you to start doing. Fantastic. Since you want me to start doing these things, let's even begin by looking at why I do the things I do. For example, I am sorry I have been doing these things. I don't blame you. I take full responsibility for my actions, because there are other ways to handle this. If I handle this like this, it's because I chose to handle it like this. Now it is affecting you. You do not like it. You want me to change, so I am going to change. Now let's look at why I actually do these things. I do these things because of X, Y, Z. Fantastic. So if we can have an agreement, I am going to start yelling. If you two can also improve on what you are doing, you are going to meet me halfway. I am going to understand. You two are going to tell me, these are the things, these are the reasons I yell. So you two are going to tell me, why do you do those things that make me yell? Why do you do those things that make me smack? Why do you do those things that make the house chaotic? We are going to talk about that, because you are going to talk about why you do the things you do. I will tell you, I've told you why I do them. What you do actually trigger me, even though I have other options to use. You know, I choose to use that, so I am responsible for it and I take responsibility. However, I'd like to understand you, why you do the things. First of all, have this conversation with your children. So when you finish having this conversation, then all of you come together and have an agreement. They are not going to be perfect. And you too, you are going to flip once in a while. It is normal. We are human beings too. You are going to flip once in a while. But what you want to start by doing is make sure that we have an agreement. We know what we are doing. We want to do better. They want to do better. You want to do better. That is the first thing. If your kids are 8, 9, have a conversation with them. Sit them down and have a conversation with them. If possible, have an agreement, a family agreement. Okay, these are the things you do these are the things you do as a mom I don't like. These are the things you do as children that I don't like. For me, mom, these are the reasons I do what I do. Even though I have options, I choose to do this. I'm sorry about them. I take responsibility, but I'll do better. For you, children, what are the reasons you do what you do? Okay, you do what you do because of XYZ. Fantastic. These are the triggers, right? Let's fix it. If there's sometimes I'm pooing, you call me and I don't answer on time, you are yelling, and that makes me angry. Okay, so you know that, okay, the problem is me, the mom. I'm going to start learning how to be more patient. So what are we going to do about it? It simply means we are going to have something called our house rule, where if I call you, for example, and I expect you to answer the first time, but you are not able to answer the first time, you are going to tell me why. For example, I call you, you are lacing your shoes, you are going to quickly, Mom, I'm lacing my shoes, give me a minute, let me finish lacing my shoes. Mom, okay, I was sleeping, or I'm in my room, I'm just dressing up, let me quickly wear my clothes before I come and respond to you. So that way I am not pressuring you. So now if what I call you for is an emergency, so I am also going to tell you what I'm calling you for cannot wait, so come. So now we are going to talk about that. Let's talk about, I'm always reacting because of the way you do your chores. You don't do them thoroughly. You find out why. Why are you not doing your chores thoroughly? And because I want to quickly go and meet them, that is why I don't do my chores thoroughly. Then you have to know how to prevent that. Maybe you create a family system where chores are everybody at the same time, where we don't watch TV. Create that kind of system that will make sure that our solve that problem. So that's the first thing you want to do. Understand why your children do the things they do, where they are coming from. Understand why you respond the way you respond. Now, I tell you something again. Very many times we respond, we are not responding actually because of what our children are doing. We are responding from where we are coming from, our programming, our mindset, and all of that. There is something I've said over and over again. I have said that, see, for us, very many of us, we have been programmed to see in certain ways. Because we have been programmed to see certain behaviors in certain ways, we have also been programmed to respond to behaviors in certain ways. For example, we have been programmed to see, if a child questions is rude, and we have been programmed to say that if a child is rude, they are trying to overpower you, so beats programming. So when a child questions us, we automatically think of the child, and because we have been programmed to respond to rudeness, we are going to hit. So what you want to do, it is why next month we have the Reparenting Yourself class for the entire month, because we are going to sit back and look at a lot of these things we do, not just to our children, to ourselves, to people around us. We want to sit there and understand, why do we do what we do, and what can we do better? Where did we even learn it from? What can we do better? So the Reparenting Yourself class is something you definitely want to be part of. It's going to be super empowering, I can assure you that. So I've said, number one thing you want to do is to call for a meeting. I've talked about that. If you don't get details of that, you go back to the beginning of this class and watch it, and then you can also ask your questions in the comment section. You can be very sure I'll answer your question before we close. That's the first thing you want to do. Now, have a family constitution. I've talked about this over and over again, so I'm not going to talk about it. I just said, when you and your children, you agree, you can have that agreement document. Agreement document. This is behavior. This is what we what we agree that we are going to be doing in this house. Have that behavior agreement document. Have a rules and regulations based on what you have agreed upon. Have rules and regulations. Let me ask you, what is that thing that actually trigger you in your children? What is that thing that triggers you? What is that thing, yes, always bickering, that triggers you, that makes your home chaotic? Things, they're always, those are the things that make your home chaotic. So what are you going to do? You're going to have certain things to fix those things. Something called communication rule that we have in the Visionary Parents Academy. We ask, or you go and check our resource bank, it should be there, or you can ask and you are going to get it. We have communication rules, how everybody talk to each other in the home. That way we talk to each other respectfully, and then we are not triggered. So our what is it called, our friction is minimized. It's not just about children talking to each other, even parents, we are also subject to the communication rules. Everybody talks to each other respectfully, and our triggers are greatly minimized. You have something like that, communication rules. In this month, we're in the Visionary Parent Academy, we are looking at different behaviors in children, and we are understanding them. We are using the 3 pillars of discipline to actually understand them, you know. And one of the things we shared one time was that children do not have to express themselves. I don't remember how we shared it precisely. It was something like, when you are talking to your child doesn't have to, like, it sounded like they shouldn't express themselves. So a parent asked, are you saying that a child should not express themselves? I said, no. Like in my house, we have a rule. When I'm talking, you don't talk back. Because if you look at it, when, as a parent, you are trying to explain something to your child, the child you short, that can be a trigger. Because sometimes you don't want to keep quiet. It's as if the child, it appears like the rude. You are talking, the child is talking back, like he's telling you to keep quiet. Now, yeah, so this is why in my home, for example, when I'm talking, you don't talk back. It's even among themselves. When one person is saying something, you just let that person feel saying before you say what you have in mind to say. That where that person is coming from, that time you are even buying that time to calm down before you respond. This will minimize your child talking back. So these are some of the rules, communication rules you are going to put in place, and it is going to save a lot of headache at the end of the day. It saves you a lot of headache. You are talking, your child is not talking back, because yes, they can express themselves. They are going to say what they have in mind. They are not robots, but they are not just going to like talk back or argue with you. So maybe you come to your child, they are doing something you don't like, you express it. When they are done talking, they say their own. That will minimize the drama, the friction of family chaos. So you are going to have certain rules in your home. Look at the things that actually cause drama in your home, that make your home chaotic. Have rules that everyone is meant to follow. For example, don't use things carelessly. Oh, they use the toothpaste, they don't cover it back. They drop the cup somewhere, they eat, they leave the house messy. You don't want that, because you don't want to raise irresponsible children. So you don't want that. So what do you want to do? You want to set rules around those things. You make a mess, you clean it. You do your chores, you do it excellently. You want to set rules around those things. You want not just to set rules verbally, you want to have it written down. This is where the family constitution comes in. The family constitution is very, very important for you to have as a family. It helps you a great deal. We have the family constitution in the Visionary Parent Academy. We have 50 behaviors we have covered, how to deal with them. Always see the behaviors that your children may likely exhibit it. So you need to have rules, you need to have written agreement with your children. Now, one thing again, you need to do as a parent is you need to always start your day with intentions. Now, this is very important. Start your day. You wake up earlier than your children. Because I realize that one of the things that actually put us under pressure, especially when it comes to money runs and all of that, when you are pressured, when you wake up with pressure, you are pressured. So when you are pressured already, you are already pressuring your children to wake up. So wake up before them. Do a few things that you can do, that you want to do. Some of those things that you actually want to do and put in place, get them done before you wake them. So by the time you wake them, you know that you are not under pressure. So wake up with attention. Today I am going to be calm. Today I am going to be patient. When you wake up, then you go ahead and wake your Parent Academy. We have our wake up style. We just don't go and wake our children like it's war. Calmly, we sing to them, we massage their feet, we just play with them, we pray over them, we wake them up in a way that their spirits are lifted. They are happy to see you. We wake them with hugs, we wake them with kisses, we wake them with affirmations, we wake them with I don't always remember this particular word, extolling them. We wake them up in special ways so that they are happy to wake up. One of the things you want to do is that also to wake up yourself, wake them up. When you wake up in the morning, just take a minute, take 2 minutes to relax your brain. Hey, what are you going to do today? What do you want to achieve? Have your planner for the day. What do you want to achieve? When do you want to achieve it? How? I shared in the Visionary Parent Academy the other day how we achieve our goals. The how, when, what, who, and all of that. Have them think about all of them yourself. Present them to God. Pray over them. Then you go ahead. You wake your children up the way you wake them up. I like to pray pray for my children. Lay my hands on them. I pray for them. That is how I wake them up. After praying for them, if they are not awake, I tickle them. That is how I wake them up. Except when I chose that, okay, your life, your responsibility. I'm not waking you up for school again. I leave them. So when they still wake up, they still come to look for me, and I still pray for them. So wake them up in a way that they are happy for the day. That is one thing. Because if they wake up chaotic, wake up angry, they are going to start their argument this morning. One thing I have noticed in parenting is that when a particular child is angry, the way you are angry, you transfer aggression to other people. It happens to children too. The same way one child is angry and they are transferring their aggression everywhere. Before you know what is happening, the home is chaotic, siblings rivalry, anger everywhere. So you want to make sure that in the mornings, wake up time is a time where everyone is happy. One thing, wake up time, set the tune for the morning when you wake up. Wake them happy, wake them refreshed, wake them energized, wake them ready. That's one. Number two, create routines. One of the things that happen with parents is that we don't have routines. If you are joining me, I can see some people have joined me. Just put in the comment section your name and where you are watching from, then give me a like, a love, or anything. When you do these things, this video go far. YouTube knows that, okay, this video actually gave value. So because of that, YouTube wants to recommend to other people, and the more they recommend, the more we are building a healthier society. Because the more people see, the more people know, oh, there's something going on in this particular channel. They come, the more they learn to raise responsible children. At the end of the day, the society is a better place for you, I, and our children. Okay, I said create simple routines. Morning routines, afternoon routines, and evening routines. One of the things that we do as parents is that we are always winging it. We are random. Create simple routines, how things are to be done, when and where in your homes. They are not even negotiable. For example, when they are supposed to do, let them know the things they are supposed to do. And one of the things they should do is, okay, tomorrow we are going to school. So we are going to sort out your socks. You cannot be washing your shoes tomorrow morning. You cannot be washing your socks tomorrow morning. You do them in the evening. Your water bottle, your cooler, those things that cause chaos in the mornings, have them fix them in the evening. So have routine, bedtime, time for bed. So nobody is fighting, nobody is dragging, it's time for bed. Time for meals, nobody is dragging, nobody is fighting when it's time for meals. What meals is it? Have a planner for your meals. Small things you need to put in place. Create a home for everything, a place. I tell my children that everything has a home. Like you as a human being, treat every item like that too. I tell them that apart, except you go to school, you go to church, or you go visit. So when somebody comes back, they know that they are always going to meet you at home. So everything also has a home. So when you want to cook, your salt has a home. So the way you go and visit, the way you bring the salt, you put inside your food. When you finish visiting, what do? You go back home. So when you finish using your salt, what do? You take it back home. The same way your towel, the same way your cups you drink water with, your spoons, your toys, your books, every single thing has a home. So they can go out during the day, gallivant. At the end of the day, take them back to their home. And at the end of the day is when they are done serving their purpose for that moment. You are done with your school, you come back home. The same thing, item, take it back home. Teach them these things and create homes for everything. Anything that doesn't have a home should be trashed. Anything that doesn't have a home is not useful, is not needed. If you need something, you are going to give the thing a home. So everything has a home. So all the drama of, oh, your things are scattered all over the place, you are shouting, that makes the home chaotic, fix it. Everything has a home. Give a home to everything. So I also talk, okay, here we have, yes, stop correcting your children only when you are angry. When you are angry, you are correcting your children in anger. There's no that you are going to raise your voice. There's every likelihood that you are going to do something you don't intend to do. Like I said, once your child gets that energy, once they too are angry, they feel exasperated, they are angry, they are going to transfer that aggression to their siblings. The home becomes chaotic. It is why they step away. They are yelling at another child. They're yelling at another child. You are correcting a child here. They step away. They are bullying another child. So stop correcting your children when you are angry. Rather, correct them when you are calm. It is never an emergency. I can't talk about this enough. We've talked about it over and over again. It is never an emergency. One of the best things you can do for yourself as a parent is to be able to pause before you respond to your child. Be able to pause. Have it at the back of your mind that it is not an emergency. Be able to pause and think through before you respond to your child. So stop correcting your child when you are angry. Because when you are angry, your home is chaotic. You are angry, you respond to your child. That your anger will now make your child they say this thing that is I don't know, contagious. It's not contagious I'm looking for. Your anger will affect your child's own, and they will now transfer it to their younger ones or everybody around them. You're chaotic. So don't correct your child when you are angry. It's not correction is not an emergency. Okay, not correction. Discipline is not an emergency. So let's go. Reduce unnecessary noise at home. Reduce unnecessary noise at home. All the shouting, they are not necessary. I have visited people before, like who overwants things that don't make sense. The way they will react, the way they will call their child's attention to something, you will actually think something is happening. I've had teenagers visit me before, and the way when I react to something, they will say, if it's my mommy, then my mommy will shout at you for this thing, and I will sit back and I'll be wondering, your mom will shout at you for this thing. How does that make sense? So reduce all those unnecessary shouting, unnecessary noise, because you see those noise, they are motivating your children and be inspiring them to produce their own noise. So please reduce all those unnecessary noise. So many I do some parents exclaim the way they react. There is a woman I watch on Facebook. I don't watch her video sometimes. I saw her video, was it yesterday or today? She has two, Zara Manzim or something like that. So one of them was the other one didn't quite like it. The way she was reacting, Zara, if you see the way she was reacting, that is exactly, you are already teaching your children that tone of voice, that kind of reaction. Those are part of the things that will make your home noisy at the end of the day. I mean, small things, why all those dramatic reactions make it make sense. Reduce the noise in your home. Speak to your children respectfully, even during correction. Speak to them respectfully, even during correction. This is super important, because I told you, Joe, I said it's like when it is also like when I said correct your children. Don't correct them when you're angry. If you don't correct them respectfully, they're also going to learn to correct. That will make the home heated up. One will tell the other one, you are rude. You are rude to me. I always say to my children, there's a way you can tell a person, I always say that you can tell a person to go to hell and they will look forward to it. They want to go and burn in hell because of the way you have said it. That was why last month during the holiday, my kids and I will read the book How to Win Friends and Influence People, and we are also going to read it during the holiday. In fact, I am going to take principles from the book and we are going to be practicing it all of the time. So talk to your children respectfully. When you talk to them respectfully, they learn to talk to their own siblings respectfully. Your home is just calmer. Set clear rules. I talked about this already. Set clear rules, and your rules will have consequences. We know that. I didn't emphasize on that because we have talked about that over and over in this channel. Rules and consequences. Set clear rules for your children. Keep your home organized for people to function peacefully. I've talked about this already. Everything has a home. Your home should be organized. The other day I was telling my children, because I wanted to have my home super organized. When I listen to that so Michael Oropos talking about how he sacked 50 of and asked them to apply in 2 months because of their nonchalance. I was saying in the Vision Parent Academy now, you see this nonchalance, people don't wake up in one day and learn it. Again, like I said, it's a small seed we plant every day that grow into betting the humans that are nonchalant. I had a video I saved in my phone. A lady went for an interview. The interviewer was asking her question and she was clearly upset, telling the interviewer, I've apologized, moved on, and then she dropped the call. It was an online interview. She hung up. Are you kidding me? I was looking for a job, obviously. So Parent Academy now, you see this nonchalant attitude, this anyhowness. It is not when they get a job that they are going to learn it. They will just do it. It is what they learn small. So we need to teach them now to be organized, to set priorities, learn to do the right thing at the right time, learn to manage their activity tools, learn to create a home for everything. So after that class, I told my children that, you see this house, we are already organized. We are going to be super organized. Starting from the refrigerator, starting from my freezer, we are going to arrange our food in such a manner that it is always going to be neat and appealing. You see that one that you just come and just dump the food anywhere? No, I don't want that at all. Everything is going to be neatly arranged. Your home, every single corner in our room, even your playground, your family lounge that is play, you put your cartons there. We are going to make sure everything is arranged. So keep your home organized. One of the things organized does, it prevents the chaos of looking for something. frustrated. Even you, when you are looking for something as a parent, you are frustrated. When you can find something, maybe you ask your child, go and find something they cannot find, you are frustrated. They are frustrated. That will lead to chaos home. So keep your home organized. Everything has a home. Even car key should not come back and should be toss it on the center table. You should not be looking for your car key every morning. Your car key has a home. Create a space for it. You come back, you just hang it there. When you want to go out to pick it up, everything, even you as a parent, your space is organized. Every of your thing has a home where they are. That way, you are not always looking for something. Your time is also organized. You have time for work. You have time for organize. That way, you are not always looking for something, and your children will learn that too. Teach them. Everything must be organized. You have a pen case, a pen holder, or a pen bag. Put your pen inside. You're not always looking for your pen. Have your textbooks. There's a place they should all. During revision, you have them there. You're not always looking for them. You cannot be looking for your pants when you have a compartment for your pants, a compartment for your singlet. You can't be looking for something. Shoes have a hole. You cannot come back from school and your shoes are tossed all over the place. No, there's a home for your shoes. You come back from school, you pack your shoes. You can't be looking for one pair of shoes. Why? When your shoes have a hole, it's not possible. You set the rules. Like I use this is my ante room. I'm the only one that put, if I flip my video, some of my shoes there. I'm the only one with the right to put my shoes there. Because I wear them. When you come back, you take off your shoes. You don't wear your shoes into the house. Because I always tell them that you have been stepping on dirt, people, a lot of bacteria and things you have been stepping on. You can't wear your shoes into the house. So what do? Once you get there, compound is floored, and then we also have stairs again. So once you get there, get to the stair, you remove your shoes, you step into the house, you dust off your shoes, you take them straight to where they are meant to be. Excuse me. You take them straight to where they are meant to be. Everything has a home. Teach your children that simple thing. That way you keep your home organized. When your home is organized, I tell you, the chaos, the drama will be greatly minimized. I'm sorry about that. The chaos, the drama will be greatly minimized. So what did I say? I said keep your home organized. A home enough for people to function peacefully, for them to function effectively. The next one is avoid bringing workplace frustration into your parenting. Bring work from home, bring anger at work from home. One of the things is when you bring work from home, you are frustrated, you are pressured. When you come around, you don't have time to give them attention. And when you don't have time to give them attention, I tell you, they are going to be annoying. If you cannot give them attention, they will try to seek attention from their siblings. And their siblings may not always be ready for that attention at that time. So it will make your home chaotic. So as much as you can, structure your activities at home. Don't bring work home. Resolve conflict and intimidation. This one is super important, because if you are always intimidation, humiliation, anything, if that is how you correct your children, just bear it in mind that, like I said, there will be transfer of aggression. When you correct your children like that, there will be transfer of aggression. They are going to move from you to their sibling with anger, with aggression. That will make your home. Spend intentional family time, family traditions. It is why in the Visionary Parent Academy, weekend we have bonding time. See, one of the best things you can do in your parenting is to deliberately create family times. It is very important though, because no matter how intentional you are, no matter how careful you are, your children are going to feel hurt, because you are going to correct them. You are going to tell them to move from their comfort zone. You are going to tell them to stand up from being lazy. You are going to tell them you are not allowed to use that phone. No matter how much you think they understand it, there are times they are going to feel, Why is my mommy so strict? Why is my daddy so strict? Now, this is one of the ways you make up for all of that is intentional bonding time. So you are going to deliberately create intentional bonding time, movie time, long walk time, gist time, craft time, cooking time. Just do anything. In the Visionary Parent Academy, we have about 100 bonding activities we can actually do with our children. 100 bonding activities we can carry out with our children just to make sure that we bond. Teach emotional regulation by modeling it. Teach them how to regulate their emotions. Things that actually causes chaos in homes is because we are not regulating our emotions well. Our emotions are all over the place. We are pressured, we are angry, our emotions are all over the place, and our children are learning from us. So one of the first things you want to do is to teach emotional regulations. And one of the ways to teach that is by you, as a parent, regulating your emotions. Again, I will say, your discipline is not an emergency. And I will also say, next month, we have the Reparent Yourself Masterclass, 30 days challenge, one activity every single. Learn some of the things you have learned, uninstall some of the programming in you. Please don't miss that class for anything in the world. There are so many other things you want to do. You want to create intentional time with your children. Pray together, make it a routine. Have some things you do together. Journaling, praying together, your family values. Have them to intentional time with your children. Intentional time. It is one way we repair all the ruptures we had during the week. Because no matter how intentional you are going to rupture. You are not perfect. Perfection is an illusion. So you are going to rupture. So one way to repair the rupture we have is to constantly have time with our children. One-on-one time. Special time. We teach them values. We pray together. We have an activity together. We have a fine dining experience together. Just create this intentional together. You can, anything you can do together. Another major thing you need to stop doing as a parent is comparing your children. Don't. If you compare your children, you are sowing subtle seed of resentment. And you know, when you don't like one person, you are tense around that person. So one of the things parents do to create chaos in the home is compare their children. When you compare your children, the one that feels okay, that feels less, is constantly feeling resentful towards the other. Even the other one that feels more may feel pompous, may feel prideful, or may even begin to walk on eggshells around the other one. At the end of the day, the atmosphere is constantly tensed, looking for ways to explode. So please, stop comparing. Don't compare your children if you want to restore peace in your home. Learn to apologize when you are wrong. You are not perfect. Learn to apologize when you are wrong. This is not negotiable in parenting. Let me tell you some of the things I do. Sometimes I deliberately, in small things that will make me now apologize to my children, because I want to model humility to them. I want to model to them that I can be wrong, I am human being, and I can also apologize. So learn to apologize to them. When you apologize, you deflate the tension. The atmosphere is better. The atmosphere feels better. The chaos, the drama, the tension is greatly minimized. Protect your home from toxic influences. This is one of the things that I really wish I can go into a personal story, but I don't want to do that today. One of the things you need, your home may not be chaos coming from your parenting. I've heard stories, I've heard situations, not just heard, where someone from the outside will be planting bad seeds in one of the children. At the end of the day, that seed will grow because parents are not paying attention. The seed will grow. to take years to uproot if the seed is ever going to be uprooted. So protect your home from influences, negative influences. When people come around, compare your children is a no-no. When people come around, they try to bully your children is a no-no. When people come around, they try to make one child feel like, oh, your sister is so fine, you are not fine. They are sowing seeds in your children. Why does your sister have 3 and you have 1? Sowing seeds in your children. You must protect your home. This your sister said, however, Sabi is too much. She talks too much. She's so disrespectful. It is because you don't beat her. That is why she talks like this. No! External influence is a no-no. It's because you don't beat her. If you beat her, she'll be afraid of you. She will behave. It's a no. Protect your child. Protect your home from external influences. Protect your home from toxic and unhealthy conversations. Protect your home from toxic and unhealthy conversations. Sorry, please. Protect your home from toxic and unhealthy conversations. Like I just mentioned, some people, so you are mindful of where your children go, who they mix up with, and all of that. Be super intentional. Not everything does not go. If it doesn't align with your values, it doesn't align with your values. If it doesn't align with your values, it doesn't align with your values. That is it. Lastly, remember that peace and order are built daily through daily small consistency and not occasional big efforts. Bear that in mind, that peace and order in homes is not necessarily built in big effort, but in daily, consistent efforts. I think I've shared with you over 20. I have 20 here which I've shared, and I added more to it for you. How to restore peace and order in your home. I honestly hope you learned something today. You took down your notes, and what you want to do now is to ask us how you can be part of the Reparenting Yourself challenge for next month, and how you can also join the Visionary Parent Academy for 2027. I tell you, this academy is a place you definitely don't want to miss. Your parenting will be transformed. Your children will thank you for it. Even your spouse will be proud of you. Thank you so much. See you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.